Am I the asshole for being upset that my sister Freya announced her engagement at our family's birthday dinner, which we've been planning for months, and everyone thinks I'm being unreasonable? So I was really looking forward to this birthday dinner with my parents and cousins, but Freya had other plans. She just blurted out the news that she got engaged over the weekend, and then expected us all to be overjoyed and congratulatory. Like, I get it, I'm happy for her too, but can't we have a small celebration without everyone knowing at once? The dinner was supposed to be a low-key family thing, not some grand announcement party. I tried to keep my cool when Freya said it, but inside I was seething. She just smiled and handed out these expensive-looking rings that cost over $200 each. Cruz brought them as a gift, which is so sweet of him. Sawyer kept saying things like, "We're all so happy for you, sis, and this is amazing news," while my mom was trying to wrap me in a hug and tell me how much she loves Freya too. My dad just kind of sat there with his mouth hanging open, not really knowing what to say. I told them I was surprised, but that didn't seem to matter. Everyone kept saying things like, "But you're happy for her now," or "You should be so excited. You're going to be a big sister." It felt like they weren't listening to me at all. Even when I brought up the fact that we'd been planning this dinner for months and it would have been nice if Freya had given us some notice, my siblings just kind of dismissed it. I know I shouldn't be making a big deal out of it. Freya is going through an exciting time in her life, and we should all be supporting her. But honestly, can't someone just talk to me about this stuff beforehand? Am I the asshole for expecting some consideration from my family?
Am I the asshole for selling a backpack that belonged to my brother Theo without his permission and keeping the money? So I'm 24M and here's what happened. 2 years ago, my friends Fiona and Freya came over and we all ended up at my place partying. In the chaos, one of my friends handed me this backpack thinking it was mine, and I just kind of took it as my own thing. I mean, it didn't have any identifying tags or anything, so I thought it was lost by its owner. Anyway, over time I got pretty attached to that backpack. It had all these weird stains and tears in it from when Fiona and Freya took turns using it on their camping trips the previous summer. I used it for school, for work, even just running errands around town. By the time I figured out whose it actually belonged to, the damage was done. I'd spent like $200 on repairs alone. I reached out to my brother a few weeks ago and told him what happened, expecting some kind of rage-filled meltdown from him. But instead, he just kinda laughed it off and said he wasn't really attached to that backpack anyway. He even joked about how the stains looked vintage. I was caught off guard by his nonchalance. Despite that, my brother seemed pretty okay with me selling the stuff inside, a bunch of old clothes and some random camping gear. He even asked me if I'd get any cash for it or not sell it at all. So I decided to put it up on eBay and list it for $300. A few days later, someone bought it from me for $250. I've been meaning to contact my brother again to give him the money, but honestly, I'm kind of hesitant. He didn't seem too bothered about losing his stuff, and now that I think back, I kind of feel bad for selling it in the first place. On the other hand, I did put a lot of effort into fixing up that backpack. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for telling someone off in front of a group at a party and causing a scene? So I was at a gathering at my friend Gemma's house with around 20 other people, including Hannah, whom I've known since college. We were all chatting and having a good time when Tobias, who I'd met a few months ago through mutual friends, made a comment about a recent social justice movement that I take issue with. He said something like, "I don't see what the big deal is, people are just being sensitive." I immediately felt my face heat up and I knew I needed to address it. I took a deep breath and told Tobias that his comment was not only hurtful but also misinformed, and that it perpetuated a harmful narrative. However, before I could even finish speaking, the conversation had escalated and Hannah jumped into the fray, saying, "Oh come on, don't be so uptight." That's when things started to get out of hand. Gemma, who was hosting the party, intervened and asked everyone to calm down, but not before Tobias had loudly retorted that I must have been a snowflake for taking offense. The room fell silent, with people staring at me like I'd done something wrong. I stood my ground, explaining why I took issue with his comment and how it made me feel disrespected. Some people nodded in agreement, while others just shook their heads or muttered under their breath. I know some might see me as the asshole for blowing up the conversation, but I couldn't help myself. I've been vocal about social justice issues for years, and to have someone like Tobias dismissively belittle them in front of a room full of people was unacceptable. By the time Gemma intervened and we all dispersed, I was visibly shaken. Now, as I'm reflecting on what happened, I wonder if I overreacted or if Tobias really didn't get it. Am I the asshole for losing my cool like that?
Am I the asshole for not participating in a group drama and having my friends take it as me taking sides? So I, 28F, and here's what happened. Last night, Luna and Omar got into an argument about something that started with Omar buying Tess a $200 gift card to her favorite store. Luna was upset because she thought Tess should have gotten the more expensive gift card she wanted instead. Tess took it out on me when I didn't jump in and defend them immediately. I told them I wasn't comfortable participating in their drama, not because I sided with either of them, but because I don't want to be drawn into gossiping about people's personal business. But Tess said something like, "Great, so now you're taking sides," and Luna chimed in saying, "Yeah, we know she's always been a good friend to us." Omar just kind of nodded along, not really adding anything to the conversation. I clarified that I wasn't taking sides, but rather choosing not to engage in gossip. But Tess said, "Oh, so you're saying we're all drama queens now," and Luna added, "Yeah, and you're just like them." It felt like they were trying to guilt-trip me into talking about it more. I explained again that my goal was to avoid getting drawn into their argument, but Tess kept pushing. Omar did apologize later on, saying he didn't mean to make me feel uncomfortable. But by then the damage was done. Tess had already made it clear she felt like I was taking sides. I'm not sure how much more I can do to show that's not what I meant. Does anyone else have experiences like this with group drama?